Hi everyone, it's Linnea here for Ink on 3, and I am going to be creating a simple floral card for you. I'm using the Here For You stamp set, as well as some Blackout Hybrid Detail ink, and I stamped it onto a piece of white cardstock. Now the Blackout Detail ink is a hybrid ink, so although it's not meant to be an embossing ink, if you work quickly, you can emboss with it. So I quickly stamped that, and I stamped it 3 or 4 times to really build up the ink onto my cardstock, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some Ink on 3 clear embossing powder and heat set that with my heat gun. I never get over the magic of heat embossing, even when it's just clear powder on top of a black ink. I love to watch the powder melt. I heat embossed this image because I wanted to do some ink blending, and I wanted to make sure that my ink wouldn't smudge. The Blackout Hybrid Detail ink is really great about not smudging, but I happen to be a heavy ink blender, and even the best of black inks tend to smudge with the way that I ink blend. I'm grabbing a couple of my Atelier inks. I have the Maryland Red and the Goddess Green, and I'm just going to be ink blending the green onto the leaves and the red onto the main flower portion of this stamp. I'm not really worrying about going over the lines because I'm going to cut right up against those black lines with my scissors. And then I'm taking a Copic marker. This is the 100 black marker, and I'm going to outline that edge so that you don't see the white cardstock underneath. Now I have a piece of white cardstock cut to A2 size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And I'm going to do some simple masking and just mask off 1/4 of an inch on each side. I'm doing that with some purple tape. And then I have a stencil here. This is from Miss Ink Stamps, and it's the medium polka dot stencil. And I'm going to be bringing in some black glitz glitter gel. I wanted to create a dimensional look without adding much dimension to my card. So that's why I decided to mask off the edges. Now I haven't used my glitz glitter gel in probably a couple weeks now, so it had separated into the clear gel and the black glitter. If that ever happens to you, that's no problem. Just give it a stir and it'll work just fine. So I stirred that up and then used my stencil pal to easily spread that over, and now I'm going to peel back that purple tape. I like to use this because I know it's not going to rip my project, and I will have this gorgeous framed background. I wanted the focus of the card to be on that glittery background as well as the flower in the front, so I'm just going to add a simple heat embossed sentiment, and I thought that it would go with a black cardstock with white heat embossing. So I'm choosing a sentiment from the Here For You stamp set. I love how there are just some skinny sentiments that you can easily cut into a strip in the stamp set. Stamped that with the watermark embossing ink and heat embossed with white powder. And I'm going to add some dimension behind my flower as well as behind my sentiment strip, but that'll be the only dimension that I add with foam tape onto my card, since I have that background that looks dimensional. It looks like a layered background, but it's not, it's just masked. And that is my card. I'm going to tilt this here in the light so you can see that glitz glitter gel as well as the shine from the embossing powder, and I just love how easy it was to color with those Atelier inks. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye!